Just check if we are streaming. And yes, we are. Yes, we are. Green lights. There we go. So, welcome, guys. Welcome. This is going to be part 2 of this Dominion 6 preview, sort of let's play as we go through playing as Man, which has been sort of remastered, rejigged. Most of the factions have been re-looked at. Any faction that's got any sort of mounts in it is certainly going to be re-looked at, and it's certainly that's the case with us. So we are now. I've been streaming this and recording this like crazy. So I've got to actually catch up with where I actually am. Hi, Mike. How are you going? And hi to anybody else that does join us as well. Please ask questions as we go through. So it's like if you do want to see anything in particular, yeah, by all means do that one. Yeah, so we've got now. I'm going to have to just get my head back into where we actually are. So we're on. If we hover over this one here, you can see we're at turn 8 of the first year. Now, in a couple of months' time, in four to 6 months' time, we should end up with our pretender god coming into the game itself. And our pretender god, because I've completely forgotten what we did, is Tremaine the Green. Okay, so this is Tremaine the Green. We don't know. I don't know what he actually is. I can't remember what sort of. I think we ended up with a what was it? Tremaine. He was some sort of like tree guy. Tree god or something. Anyway, I can't remember at all. So it'll be a pleasant surprise or an unpleasant surprise when it does actually happen. I could go back and find other ways, but anyway, look, let's just get into it. I have changed the layout a little bit. I've actually gone to the larger font size. I find the user interface was a little bit small at normal. Even though I'm not playing on a big screen either. I'm just playing it on a 1080p because I like to record on 1080p. But I haven't tried the game on the larger settings. But anyway, I feel more comfortable with this. These two stand out a little bit more. I think it could still afford to be even more real estate, to be honest. Like when you put it onto huge, the actual interface, it's even then it's still not really all that big. So anyway, that's food for thought. It's funny, you sort of see all these little things as you're recording because you play it differently when you're recording with different sorts of things as well. Like you're mindful of different things than if you're just playing it for enjoyment. Anyway, we've had our whoops. I keep on pressing WASD. That's a bad habit with this game. Always has been, to be honest. Like doesn't matter which version. I've always done the WASDs and end up bringing up the send messages instead of the move south. So we've got the what we're trying to do through here is we're trying to establish our cap circle, and we've done that through here fairly effectively. We have gone off at one point to go out to here. We're building a palisades in this other side. So we're building the first of our buildings, and this will be and we'll try to get these secured a little bit. Like we'll be trying to get another one when we do claim this. We will actually try to get this one. We haven't come across anyone just yet, so we don't know any of the other factions that we haven't. We can certainly find out who they are, but we haven't actually come across them yet. So we'll see how they operate. I was watching, actually, Battle Mode was in my stream earlier when I was on Twitch, and he had mentioned that Lucid Tactics had put out a video, I think yesterday actually, because I did see it went up yesterday, but he said that it was really worth watching. I had a quick look at it. I sort of skimmed past part of it, but I've got to say it was really, really good information, particularly about starting the game up with the way that you set up the enemies. Like if you change the way that they are set up, they won't attack you by certain times. I haven't looked for where that's listed, but it was interesting information. So I would recommend you look at both Battle Mode's videos and also Lucid Tactics videos at the moment, because we're all putting up content at this stage for the game. So it's sort of funny, like it's there's a lot of people really interested in the game. It's an incredible game. Since so Mike Gillespie saying, since you asked the question, preparing for the game by playing D5 Ulm to remember the basic rules. Unfortunately, your Ulm series was lost. Question: Would D5 be as good as D6 for newbies? Yeah, look, just to get into the. Certainly with Ulm hardly changes at all, so that's actually fine to play that one. It's still like it's one of those things. It's sort of like it's not so much what you click on and what you do; it's the approach. And I think that like if you look at yesterday's stream, like the approach that I took at the start to actually start the game was, I think it's a good way to do it with any faction. If you want me to, I can actually go out and show you that process with Ulm, because once you get into playing with Ulm, it will then make sense. Like it's the biggest decision you make is that very, very first, before you even get into the game itself. Hi Team Games, how are you going? So you're someone who never played Dominion, so I look over the games on Steam and it just doesn't look like a lot of there is chances between the changes between the games. Why would someone buy the 6th version over the 5th? Yeah, that's a great question. It was actually came up when version 5 came out as opposed to version 4. And I don't remember it being a question when 4 came past 3. All I can say is that I know why people said it with version 5 as opposed to version 4, because it didn't look like there was that much new content. In this version of the game, there are so many changes. This really is a dramatic change. It's dramatically better as well. It plays differently. Everyone who has learnt how to play, like all the experts that have played Dominions, who play it very, very well, will have to relearn Dominions to a degree, and it's still the same application, same principles, but the balance of it will be out a fair bit. This is a very, very different game. So Istra saying, is laughing and saying YouTube has auto-identified this as Europa Universalis, the original. You're kidding. How's it done that? I haven't put that in there. Is that what it's calling it? How do I fix that? God damn it, YouTube. I don't know if I can change things, actually. I don't think I can change it. Oh, well. God, they're frustrating. I don't think it's much I can do about that one. Yeah, no, I think we're stuck as Europa Universalis. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Anyway, that's... But no, it's a good question, because it looks the same, but it plays very, very differently, and the balance of it is very, very different now with what actually does go on. And again, if you look at look at Lucid's video he put out yesterday, it's an hour long with just the 10 things that he actually likes most about the changes, and that it is very, very good what he puts in there, because it actually does. It spells out not actually. I'll do this a different way. We'll do it a different way. We'll quit without saving. We'll quit this, and I'll actually show you. I'll start with the way I did yesterday, which was to go into the manual, because I've downloaded the manual as well. The manual is incredible, and it does sort of go through, and I just quickly can summarize the changes and talk about how big or small they actually are. So if I just go into downloads, games, Dominions, and 6 manual. And then I'll just go. These are all the different manuals for the game, like the events manual, like for coding events, for the actual game itself, which is the main manual at 17 megabytes. The map manual for map making, and then also the modding manual. So there's different ways with the game. That also is incredible. Oh, hang on, I wanted to open up in something a bit lighter than that one. Let's open it with Sumatra PDF. That way it's sort of fairly cool. So if I just go back up near the top, there is actually way up the top here somewhere. This is there is actually just a summary of the main changes. So this is major changes in Dominion 6. There are too many changes between Dom 5 and 6 to mention them all in the manual, which is actually saying something. But there is a list of the most important changes to the rules. So we'll just quickly start in here. So I'll just have a quick read of any comments. So I just joined and it's identified. Oh, it's okay. It's now 6. Okay, cool. So that's Dominion 6, Rise of the Pantocrator. Actually, that's another funny thing. It's I put up another word where I screw up pronunciations with most things. As you know, if you've been watching my channel at all, and but I had screwed up one of the new factions like absolutely unbelievably, and it was just funny because in the beta test they were discussing how they could try to make it so that it is easy to pronounce. And Pantocrator is actually, I've always called them Pantocrators, and then I looked it up, and it's actually it's pronounced all sorts of different ways. Anyway, my way is one of the correct ways apparently, so I'm sort of happy enough with that way. I won't change that. Okay, so Mike Let's be saying, read the manuals. I bought a printed version for D5. Found it to be very useful. Also, it is a good read. It's a great read. Now, if you've got the DOM 5 manual, should you get the DOM 6 manual? If you use it as a reference, then yes. If you don't, if you use it just for information about how mechanics work, then sort of no, you don't. You'll understand like the mechanics. I'll go. The big mechanics for that will actually change are the. Well, I'll just go through them here. These are the big things, and these are big changes. Glamour. So we've got a new magic path called Glamour that now splits back out of air. So air used to have all the glamour spells in it. And Glamour is now its own school of magic, which means that they had to not halve the spells out of air and then put them into this new one called Glamour. They had to completely rethink the way that Glamour was constructed, and so it ended up becoming. So it's now got a whole set of new spells, a whole lot of different blesses. Air has had to be fleshed out as well, and so all the magic paths have been re-looked at, rebalanced. So everything has changed in magic because of the addition of Glamour, which, as I say, was split out of air. Really quite interesting. And it says that like blood magic is no longer part of sorcery and is a path outside the traditional elemental and sorcery paths. Wouldn't worry too much about that. That's a bit more sort of high level stuff, like with different things that do happen. It used to be that like you had sort of like elemental type magic and sorcery type magic, and so it's actually now blood magic has been taken way out of that, which is it's a bit more evil than those other types of magic. So then we've got the mount stats. So what actually happens now is in the previous game, if you had a knight on horseback, that was the unit, and so it acted as a unit. Now, if you've got a knight on horseback, which is what we have in our playthrough, you end up with the knight sitting on the horse with one set of stats, and the horse as another set of stats. The knight can be killed, and the horse will then do what it does on the battlefield. The horse can be killed, and then the knight will be standing there fighting away. We had a funny instance yesterday where one of our leaders ended up having his horse built. His horse was destroyed in one of the first battles we were playing, and he basically fell to the ground, hurt himself as he fell, and then got up and kept on fighting, and then had to then walk back to his starting province and get himself a new horse, which was that was really cool to see that, like that it was modelled that way in the game. It was really interesting. It's never been like that before. It's never been that level of detail. So that's really big, the way that mounts work. And they can, if you have a chariot, you can actually have a thing where you've got one person with like a heap of horses, and you've got the opposite of it as well. I think where you can have like one beast and with multiple people on the back of it. For example, like there's goblins that fire arrows from the back of mooses, and so you can have like two goblin archers on the back of a moose, and all three are separate entities, which is really cool. What they've done is they've basically re-looked at with modern computing. There's a lot more that they can do with, because every single unit is modelled in the game, and so they've looked at at what they can do with the memories and stuff, and there's no problem being able to manage massive armies at the moment. So they've made everything bigger. Battlefield terrain, we've now got bushes and rocks and things, so it's actually funny. Like it's funny. Like even this morning when I was streaming on Twitch, and I was streaming as the Nephil giants in the early age. And we went into a swamp, and the swamp was full of these mushrooms. Now, what happens with most creatures when they're sort of walking through the terrain? They will share the terrain with a rock or a bush or whatever it might be, and so they'll walk around things. But the Nephil giants take up all the space. They're size 10, which is the biggest size, and so they can't fit in a square if there's a rock or a tree or anything. So they destroy whatever's in there. But the mushrooms are actually poisonous mushrooms, so they then walk on the mushrooms, and you get these clouds of poison gas, spurt up around the giants, which doesn't happen with small creatures because they walk through the mushroom forest. Rather than they walk around the mushrooms, whereas the giants can't fit, so they just step on them, and you've got all these exploding mushrooms everywhere, which is again, it's so cool. That's never been the case with the game. It really was. It was like when I first saw it, I thought, what the hell's happening here? And there's all these poison clouds everywhere, and it was because the giants just had nowhere else to go, so they were basically stepping on the mushrooms, which, as I say, really cool. The assassination locations are now much smaller. These are tiny little. Depending on where they are, so they can be anywhere. I had an assassination attempt in the early stream today on Twitch, and that was so it was just a really cut down little little battlefield, which is great. But these can also now be themed into taverns or all sorts of different bits and pieces. So that we can actually, now that we've got things that can be on the floor as well, it does make it very, very interesting. Hidden map. There's actually the map has now got a fog of war at the start, so we don't get to see the rest of the map, which is again pretty cool the way that one does work. Where we got multiple planes. So you've now got multiple planes of existence, including the underground. So like in Age of Wonders, you've got an above ground and an underground. This has now got the same thing, but there's about another five planes you can actually have. They have to be scripted, some of these, but there's an extra one that I haven't been to in the base game, but there's also map makers will be able to make their own planes of existence and sort of code them as well, which is really, really cool. So that's actually great. Alterable map terrain. This is amazing. This is terraforming. So, like for example, if you have really, really strong growth, you can, plains may become forests. If you've got really, really strong heat or death, then you might find that terrain becomes wasteland. If you're playing something like Satis, like the lizard men, you're going to find that the terrain can be sort of transformed into swamp. So you've got these different things, plus you'll have different spells that can do it as well. So the actual terrain itself terraforms, which is really, really cool. Legendary spells. When you actually hit legendary spells, or legendary items, actually, this is both. You no longer, items you've always had to do item by item. There's now unique items where you basically, when you get that item, no one else can get it. But spells also, when you get to level 9, to the last level, you don't research all the spells in one bunch. You have to do spell after spell after spell. So no, you're never ever going to get through through researching spells. To be honest, there's always going to be something to research. There always was. To be honest, there's thousands of spells in the game. Extreme Dominion scales. Yeah. So this as I said before, these go now up to -5 and +5. But the constraint is now between -2 and 2, so it's got a tighter constraint than the original game or than the other games. But it can swing really, really wildly, and those really wild swings can do all sorts of crazy things to the world. So it's very, very different. And then larger, the scale is increased. So Dominion 6 is able to handle many more units than before. Both population and armies are now about 50% larger for more epic battles. Plus the battlefields are larger as well. So that's just the big things that have changed, but there's so much more that changes the gameplay. I'm going to keep this open just in case we come back to it. So I'll leave that one there. I'll get rid of... actually, I might just... I'll come back to that if we need to. Just reopen her up again. And I'll just do a quick start as Ulm, just so you can sort of see... Ulm is a really easy one to sort of start as a new player. So there was a question earlier from Mike about whether he with what you have to do to start as something like Ulm. Ulm's a great start for a new player because there's not many choices for you. So when you come into Ulm, like if you look at yesterday's stream, we started off by trying to figure out how to play as man and going through the different parameters and what to look for. When you start looking at Ulm, there's not a real lot to look at. So I'll sort of cut to the chase a little bit with Ulm. So if we just go to create world here, I'll just go any old thing, and we'll just go that way, and let's call this one test. I've probably got a test one in there. No, I don't. So I'll just play Middle Ages Ulm. That's probably a nice way to sort of play it. So just go OK. Just go into here, and if we go down to Ulm, the Forges of Ulm. So always read all the stuff, like when you're sort of going to be starting it. So this is Ulm is a human kingdom made for its steel, so famous for its steel. They use heavy infantry and heavy knights. Even their crossbowmen use heavy armour. Their smiths, earth mages of limited skill, are able to forge magic items at a reduced cost. The priests of Ulm are weak. So it gives you clues right from the start as to what to expect. And Ulm is a great one simply because you don't have a real lot of choice. And so it sort of cuts down all the choices. If we just go and click on OK, and I probably should have done actually there, sorry. I'll just go and just go OK. I'll just go yes, OK, and then we'll cancel and just go back again. So when you go back into here, when you do choose Ulm, or whichever faction you're going to choose, go Shift L, just to make sure that everyone's playing as land nations. You'll find it much easier as a new player to then go and do it. And actually, from what Lucid said in his video, change the AI type to defensive, and that way the AI won't attack you for a lot longer in the game than if it's left to, there's aggressive and standard as well. And so that gives you more time as a new player to be able to play the game at your own pace, which I think is a great idea. So that was something in Lucid Tactics video that I didn't know about actually. So that was great to see that. It's a great community, I've got to say, the Dominions community. It's awesome. So anyway, let's get going. So when we come in, the thing I like to do is to find out what sacred units are available to us, and how important are they? How different are they to everything else we have? Can we make do without them? Is basically the big question. So we're going to go, and you start at the back end of your units and start right clicking. Not sacred. So it's not a sacred unit. That's not sacred. Not sacred. So basically, there's no sacred units. You don't have any sacred units that really sort of, as we sort of go through them, they're not going to be back in the middle here. So that means that we don't have to worry about bless strategies because we've got nothing to bless. Well, pretty much nothing to bless. And so for a beginning player, you can forget about that aspect, and you're just now dealing with sort of simple concepts. You don't have to think about, if I do this is going to mean this on the battlefield for a particular type of unit. Now, some of these may be blessable. This one here is sacred, but these are commanders, and so these are one-offs. You're not going to need to bless these if you're not blessing the masses of troops. This is sacred as well. So you just have a bit of a look at these different things and see what they've actually got. Now that's the first thing, is what sacreds have you got in your units, and how you're going to make use of them. For our playthrough playing as man, we have two units. We have a knight that sort of is riding a unicorn, who is sacred, and we have a ranger who is got a big broadsword, who is also sacred. So we had to make use of those. They were our best two units in the basic units, but we don't have that problem with Ulm. So we can just forget about. In fact, coming up with a strategy to bless sacred units is going to be a waste of time for us. So it makes it very easy playing as Ulm to forget about all that. Now, the next thing we have to look at is there's, by all means, read all that if you're going to be doing it. I won't go through it, but read it, because it will give you clues as to what's going on. Also, if you do have the manual, if we go across into the manual, and I'm just going to search for Ulm. It's probably going to be a few of these, I would guess. Yeah. So this is just examples in the actual thing itself. Formations. What I want to go to is that there are, so there's in here is the actual why the factions have been brought in. So the backstories of Celeria, Plithium, Marignon, and Ulm are all influenced by Ermor. Now, Ermor is basically Rome. You can see, you can actually almost sort of spell it backwards, and then you've got Rome. But that's but Ulm, it sort of mentions Ulm in there. But there should be another one that's specifically Ulm. It's not difficult to see early Ulm or a similar nation in the Ligurians. So they're all sort of combined with the mythology. Here we go. So Ulm is a nation that goes through major changes within the eras. So it talks about so in the early times of the barbarian nation, think Conan. So this is actually the notes of the developers as to why they included Ulm and what their inspiration was. So it goes beyond what's going on through here. So it starts off in the early ages of Conan the Barbarian group. So and it's talking about, or at least think of the first 5 minutes of Conan the Barbarian, where Conan's family is slaughtered by Thulsadum and the young boy is brought to slavery. Think of fully dressed shaman and warrior smith speaking of the enigma of steel. Then think of the German tribes described by Caesar in the Gallic Wars, the Roman disaster of the Teutoburger forest, and the pagan temple at Irminsul. So Ulm is in the early era is the Ulm before the arrival of civilization. Then it says in the later eras is inspired by, amongst other things, Teutonic Knights, the German Landsknechts. Late Ulm is an intended style of intended shift of style towards Central and Eastern Europe, southern Germany, Bavaria, and Transylvania. One of the basic ingredients of the Gothic novels is tainted bloodlines. So it goes through all these different bits and pieces. This is the inspiration. For me, I see Ulm as being the closest thing to the dwarven faction that the game has got. So I just think of them as dwarves from Lord of the Rings. Is sort of like how I think of playing them. Is just for your mindset. You see stocky humans, that's dwarves. Production bonus in all castles. So they get extra production. So their castles are actually good at producing things. So this is the important stuff. Heavy infantry, crossbows, knights, superior armour. So the armour is the important thing for Ulm, which we'll see in just a minute through here. So magic, earth, fire, rarely air and astral. Superior magic item forging, this is the important stuff. Smith's research not affected by the drain scale. So the priests are weak. They do have inquisitors, which can sort of destroy other dominion. Scales and blesses. Their productivity limit goes up by +1, and their drain limit goes down by so it goes into the negatives by another extra +1. And so the buildings, these can be clues as to how the game thinks that you would be wanting to play the as Ulm. And just standard forts, master masons can build even better forts, and forts produce 25% more resources. So there's clues here as to why you're doing different things. And if we have a look at a typical unit of Ulm, let's just go to one of these guys with the big heavy shields. We'd probably be building these things a lot. This is only 10 gold, so it's pretty cheap with gold, but it's 3 times the cost for resources. And you'll find that pretty much no matter what you click on, you're going to find a disparity between gold and resources, with resources being super important, even with these heavily trained knights, which is, with the gold and then the resources, it's really, and there's the Black Destria as well, which you're paying for both when you pay this amount through here, but that's the actual amount that it has in through there. And even these have got plate barding of Ulm with incredible protection. So it's very hard for units to make a dent in Ulm. So their basic premise is destroy the magic and have the best armor, and that's really how you play as Ulm. What you do is you actually look at the you look at that and take into account, okay, resources are king. We have to have a lot of resources, so that's the big thing. Gold is okay, but it's not really the be-all and end-all. And so when you come in to play it, you then have to look through and think, okay, well, what magic users have we got? We've got priest-smiths. What's their specialities? They do fire and earth. They are sacred, which doesn't matter. They're unhindered researcher. And what this means is a researcher with this ability will not have his magic hindered by a drain scale in any way. So it doesn't matter how much magic drain there is, he will still just do what he does. He doesn't care about magic. He also then has a resource bonus of 10. So these actually give you extra 10 resources when they're in a province. And then we've got a forge bonus as well. This mage is very efficient when forging magic items. The bonus is the cost reduction in gems. So already getting a picture, these guys are all about forging weaponry and don't give a shit about casting spells, basically, and they just do what they do. And so that's what these priest-smiths do. And so they're reasonably cheap for a magic user. This one here is a black priest, which does have a little bit of magic abilities, but this one is affected by the drain scale. So you've then got to think, okay, well, that guy there, I can make use of him with all sorts of things. What about some of the others? We've got the Master Smith is also not affected by the scales. Also has a resource bonus. Also has a forge bonus. Comes in again pretty cheap for what he is. He can do good research, so we're not going to be hindered by researching at all. He does have potential other paths in through there, but again, just fire and earth. So we're looking at the sorts of magic that are going to be coming in. So then you've got to think, okay, look, if I'm playing as Ulm, and they're the only two, and they are the only two real. And the others don't have that ability. They have this one here has got like a mason ability to be able to upgrade a fortress beyond what it should be and make it even more powerful, which is important again for resources. So resources are everything. Magic is nothing for this faction, and so just when you're sort of trying to learn how to play it, you think, okay, cool, I'll play as Ulm. So when you come into here, all of a sudden you can go and start to prep certain things. Now, if we focus down first of all in the Dominion scale, and then we'll come back and do the other stuff afterwards. Like for every other faction, you're going to be looking at blessed strategies and how to do that, but not with Ulm. You don't care about blessed strategies, which means you don't really care about magic. So magic is not important. It is important to a small degree, but it's much, much smaller than any other faction. So when you actually play as Ulm, you really are looking at the Dominion. So how can I get the most resources? Now, if I click on, just do a left click on each one of these, this one gives me +3 income, recruitment points, resources 3%. So I know I'm going to get a little bit of a boost with resources going with order. So if I go the other way, if I right click on it, it's then going to go the opposite way into turmoil. So these are sort of like the 0 point is midpoint. This one here, if we go and click on this one, we get income of +3 and resources +15%. So this is really, really important. Now we saw there as well that we actually get a +1 to the scale here. So instead of like all these other ones, if I go and click on this one through here, I can actually, that one's only, that's because of this guy. I'll just get someone else. Let's just go and grab you as an example. So I'll just bring this one in as the example, so I'm not hindered here. So this one here can go to 2 order, or it can go down to -2 or 2 turmoil. And so you can sort of flick these different ways. But with Ulm, they automatically have a +2, an extra +1, so they can go to 3 here. They're getting 45% extra resources. This is the absolute key to playing as Ulm. It's so easy. That's the first thing you're going to do. That's you really. That's where you start from, because that's what's important. Getting all as many resources as you possibly can, so you can get all that wonderful armor on your troops. So that's the first step. The next one is they're not hindered by drain. Now, if we go positive, then we can go to +1 magic, but we actually can go to -3. We can go to 3 drain. And so in this case, research goes down by 3 resource points, unless you have what we have, which was that ignore the drain. And so in this case, we can do that, and we get heaps and heaps of points to spend. So we can start to now really start to think, okay, well, what else can we do as Ulm? We can do anything we like. We don't have to worry about blessing any blessable sort of units. So we can grab anything, but they're the 2 starting points. And from here, we can then sort of think, okay, wouldn't it be cool if they had lots of growth? So this is going to give us, a bit more. It won't give us more supplies, but it will give us. Sorry, it won't give us more resources. We can get more supplies. We can make it so that it's more pleasant to work in there. We can do anything we like, but these aren't the criticals. Let's just go back up the top here now and have a look and see. Actually, one thing, if you are playing as Ulm, you may then sort of think, so I wonder if there's any equipment that I would like to get, because my smiths are going to be able to, do certain things. Now they're going to be mainly geared around fire and earth. They're not going to be able to do much else. But is there anything that would supplement that? And there's actually not, to be honest. So there is, but the smiths themselves are going to be awesome. So I mean, I shouldn't say that. You can certainly try to plug the gaps that you're missing. Like you may want to get air, water, astral, death, nature, for example, glamour. These sorts of things might sort of help, and you just leave the earth and fire with the smiths. Or you can go even fully strong that way and just get even more magic that way. It's more going to be how things actually operate. So when you go to create your physical form, you've got four different types. You've got your inanimate objects at the top, and for a new player, I would definitely recommend going that way because you're not tempted to then move them around the place. You've then got your titans, and there's a lot to choose from with the titans in through here. So these are sort of like the demigods that you can bring into as your pretender. Then you've got your great beasts, so there's a whole lot of them in here, which are sort of like your dragons and so on and so forth. Then you've got your humanoids or humans down this area, which are quite squishy. And when they come in with their Dominion settings. Now, Dominion isn't super important for Ulm. You still have to have it, but it doesn't really matter. You're more a Dominion killer than needing to have Dominion for what you do. But it's still nice to have. But you don't have to go crazy with Dominion. It's more going to be the scales when you're playing as Ulm. I hope I'm making sense here. Do it at Das Tactic if you want to ask me a question while I'm doing this. Just sort of just sing out if you've got a question about what I'm doing. That way I'll see it. It'll come up. So with this one, when we go through, if you press the tab key in this, I hope they put a button in here for this, but if you press the tab, it then shows what the magic paths are that they come in with. And so if you're looking for something very particular, you can then have a look at that and see, if there's any benefits in there. The next line down, so this one gives you more magic abilities. So this one here would then take our drain back up one, because it promotes magic. So it would push the drain up, which we don't want. So that one I would completely ignore. But some of the others, well, if we have a look for some that have got extra production. So this one here, for example, did come in with production. back in through this side. Was that the one that we started with? No, it wasn't. We came in with turmoil. We came in with this guy over here. This one comes in with growth and production. He's got nature and water, so he may be someone suitable to bring in. So if we bring him in, now does that mean we can go to 4? No, it doesn't. It's sort of the best out of whether it's be out of your units or out of the god that you bring in. So in this case, though, we can take this to 3 with him in there because he's adding that one in. So we could actually go with up to 3 growth. We've still got points, and he's still awake. Like it's crazy, just how strong this can be playing as Alm. So you're really focusing on these benefits to your actual empire. So that's what this one does. So we're not going to get any benefit by bringing someone in that can promote production, but we will with anything else. So we look at this back at the physical form. So for example, this guy here is really, really cool. He really does suit playing as Alm because he essentially is the Titan of the Forge. This is Hastus, I think, is the name. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, or Vulcan. This is like the god Vulcan, and so he's got a limp. He's got a master smith. He's got a forge bonus of 20%. So he does all sorts of crazy things. He's got fire. He really looks like he's made for Alm. And in previous versions of the game, you'd grab him no worries at all. But this is wasted. This production scale limit of +1 because we've already got it. So we've got it playing as Alm. So I wouldn't recommend using him as an example. It's more, and you are probably going to be wanting to have order. So I wouldn't go with any turmoils. I would go with something that does promote growth or order. I wouldn't go with anything that promotes magic. Because the drain is worth a lot of points to you. You can get even more points with the drain. So it's more just where do you want to plug the gaps? Like where do you want the magic? Like with whoever you bring in, you're going to be able to use them. They're going to be useful in their own right. They're not going to really be part of what you do. So if we were going to, and because we're looking at scales, we really are looking at what can we get. Here's one that does order. This one's got air, earth, and nature. This is the Keeper of the Bridge. In fact, I think this is the one we're playing with our man run. And so this one here, we can actually take order up to 3 because of his abilities, which then gives us even more income. We've got more gold. We've got our resources have gone up to 54. We've still got heaps of points, and he's actually awake on the map. Events go down, so this is very, very strong with what we're seeing through here. We can pop some growth in there. We can just get the Dominion up to say 5 is about a comfortable area. If we go that way, we need -1. Let's just let's go down to 4. Pop that one up to 13. He does have some other abilities, so let's just go and pump these up so we can grab some air or some nature. That'll do. But really what we're focused on when you play as Alm, you don't care about this stuff. It doesn't matter. In fact, I don't even think we can actually, you've got precision. I mean, you'd put it in there because you've got nothing else to do. But these just don't matter. Like the bless effects don't matter at all. Like they don't have a bearing when you're playing as Alm. So that's a very, very strong Almish build. If you decide that you want to have more luck or less luck or more heat or cold, you don't have to, but that's certainly doable as Alm. Hope that makes sense. So Matt keeps just saying, ironically, middle-aged Alm doesn't really suit the immobile chassis. It's they don't. None of them up there really were giving us the bonuses because we really are focused in these scales. These in through here, the scales, and so these are to be able to get 3 order, 3 production, 2 growth, and then take the drain so we get more points is fine. So that actually works quite nicely. This one can walk around. He's pretty strong, a lot of hit points. You have to be careful of him, but he'd be there right from the start of the game. And if you wanted to go even further, you put him asleep for 12 months. You've got a heap more to spend. Get luck up as far as it'll go. Get the what else was there? You'd even do that and sort of get him so that you can get him with more abilities with the magic. If you wanted to as well, something like that. So you end up with him having more magical abilities when he does come on. And you've got even better scales, but he's just asleep for 12 months. So these are all things you can do with Alm. Alm is very, very simple to set up. So middle-aged Alm does like some precision for the unique spells. Yeah, so if that's the case, you may sort of then thinking, we could use him then to build certain things. Like if we, that's a good point. Let's actually have a look at that one as an example. If we look at the items as an example, or the spells. If we look at spells, so now I don't know which one it is. It'll be probably alteration, I would imagine. And if we look at air spells, because that will be to do. Nope, it's not that. It's not that one. I'll just go back to enchantment. The gift of flight, arrow of the western wind. Some of these are new. That sends an arrow. That's not it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? True shot. What does that one do? Yeah, a few soldiers get increased precision. So this increases the chance of hitting with missile weapons and spells. So in this case, what you could actually have is you've got an air mage. Now, he's only one air mage, so he's not going to be great for spells. Maybe there's a way to do it where we end up. I don't think actually you probably would need to have. You probably wouldn't really work, to be honest, with Ulm. Having like focusing on the spells for that one. Items maybe. There may be something that increases precision around what they are, but it usually is only for one. The Eye of Aiming is, for example, gives precision of +8, but then the item cannot be removed. It's like a curse. But that's a basic air mage to get that one. But this can only then be applied to commanders. So you then need to have a look. Is there any commanders that would make use of it? Not really. In fact, there's no. Yes, that's one thing you don't actually. You've got the crossbowmen. They're the only range unit that you've got. They already have precision of 12 anyway. To be honest, so I wouldn't worry about it. Range 50, precision 12, and if it's an arbalist, it's going to have armor piercing as well. Incredible range weapon, this one. But it does, the number of attacks is 1 every 3 rounds. So it's a matter of holding everything down while these guys sort of wind back their arbalists and then have another shot. So they're very strong. The first shot they do is going to be very strong in combat. So yeah, it's sort of one of those, but there's no other range units. So I mean, you've got the sapper. Sapper does have a crossbow as well. Again, high. They've already got high precision. I wouldn't worry about it, to be honest. I would like particularly if you're just learning the game. I wouldn't get too concerned about it. So anyway, that's just an example of how you'd set up Ulm. But the great thing is with Ulm, you don't have to worry about bless effects. They just don't come into it. So that's where we are with Ulm. Let's just go back out. Just going okay. Oh, we still have 5 bless effects left to spend because we just changed what we did there. So we would then go back in and change a few of the just grab a few of the others. We've got 3. You can actually double things up, so you can get like 2 times strength of the earth and stuff. So you can certainly sort of tweak things. Precision, there's precision then through there. So that's that gets him basically with all the bless effects. Again, hardly any units are going to be able to make use of this, but it is there. So click on OK, and OK, and OK, and then you're basically into the game. So that's Ulm. Ulm's a really good one to play as a new player. Now, sorry, I've probably missed a lot of the comments, I guess. Yeah, this precision bless for your priest-smiths works well with iron. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. I won't get too. I'm not trying to make it too min-maxy. I know I have been. Unfortunately, I've been trying to stop myself from going too deep into how to, because I find that intimidates new players away from the game, and that does make sense. What Matt is then saying is there that you can the priests themselves end up they've got an ability to throw things magically at enemy forces, and you can end up with a lot of them in a combat line that do incredible damage. I forget what it's called. They've got like these little shard things that they end up throwing, and if you give them precision, because they're all sacreds, to give them precision makes that effect, that attack even better. So yes, you're absolutely right. But it's one of those things where I won't be going too deep into trying to find strategies within the game with that sort of stuff. But anyway, let's continue on. Let's go and continue our old game. We were playing as man with this one through here. We just play the game. And I've forgotten what we set up. Remember some of the things? Let's get into it. So this is us. We're playing in the middle here. This is we've got all of the cap circle except for this area through here. We have just taken over, or just play out this battle in through this other side now. So if we just go back to the messages and battle in Fenica, we'll just watch what actually happens. Oh, I think we'll just put the grids up. Sorry, yeah, Matt's saying, sorry, I play a ton of middle-aged Ulm in multiplayer. My advice isn't that suitable for newbies. That's the other interesting thing. If you do play multiplayer Ulm, you've got to find a way to play it differently because, I'm guessing, Matt, you'll agree with that, because it's so one-dimensional when you're playing single-player with it. Players get to expect what you're going to do with it, and that's sort of what it can sort of screw you over a bit. So yes, it is interesting. It's sort of one of those funny ones where they're super powerful, yet people know that you don't have a real lot of choice with what you're doing. So it's all about pumping out your really strong forces. Okay, so let's just get everything set up in here for the combat. We should remember from turn to turn. Just turn all of those things on. I'll just go to the detailed battle log. Just exit. We'll also just press F2 and just have a look. So clouds, it's raining. Won't worry us in this particular combat. We've got high dominion. So we'll just watch what actually happens through here. So they're hitting our forces. We've got sort of like fairly low level cavalry here. We are taking damage. But they've now caught up with the archers. One of ours has lost his horse. And these guys are fighting. We've got our sacred units in through here. Actually, they've been blessed. So what's their blessed strategy? At the moment, they've got morale +1, which all blessed units get. Blur and 1 extra hit point is the blessed strategy we have. I know that there's one more that's going to be coming, which is like a new glamour spell, which is going to be like a bit like fear. It's I forget what it's called, but it's going to be sort of intimidate units to run faster, like to run away. So these guys are still fighting. These are incredibly strong, these blessed units. Anyway, we're doing the job there. They're coming in to try to take on the archers. The archers have been told to walk backwards and then fire when things are within range. Yeah, they're running away now. They're running away. So the whole battle is now finished. Let's just quit out. So that particular battle, we did lose a couple of cavalry units that came through, and that would have been mainly from the archers, I think. Heavy infantry said that they actually killed a couple. Maybe it was when the heavy infantries and the commanders actually got in the middle there. That can also be the horses and things that do go on. And so we'll just exit out of that one. 2 of the units have lost their mounts and have deserted or died, so 2 of them didn't make it back. So we did lose a couple of the cavalry, but everything else going in there has been pretty good. So this is where we're starting. We've actually just come in. If we go through the different commanders, we've got Synthorith back in through here is our prophet, who actually was hit in the leg in one of the early battles, and it's got a limp. And so what we did do was we actually made these boots of long strides, which then sort of makes his combat speed, it mitigates like his the limp that he's got. So he started off with basic combat speed of 12. The armor makes it go down by -3. Then he's got the heroic ability, which makes him go faster. But then we put the swiftness on from the boots, and then the limp takes it down to half, which gives him back at 12 again. So he's come full circle with those boots on. If you take the boots off, he then struggles. Basically, he's down to 6. So we wanted to do that. That also gets his map move as well. Magic bonus of +6 because of the boots. So that's him. He's always blessed, by the way. So when your prophet and your god will always be blessed. So he's always got these different things. So that's the blur effect. So enemies get a -2 penalty to their attack skill when attacking this unit, unless they have spirit sight or some other means of not relying on their normal vision. And so it's harder to hit these blessed units, including the guys that we have. In fact, if we go back now, we came in from different angles here into this particular fight. Now, what we want to do is we want to take the other. This is a part of the cap circle. We want to claim this one next. There's 110 enemy units consisting of militias, heavy infantries, and light infantries. Now, it always will show you the most populous of whatever army you're going to be fighting, then the next, and the next. And so in this case, the militias are the most numerous, which is going to be easy for us to fight. The heavy infantries are going to be more difficult. There's a fair few of them, and there's a lot in the actual province itself. And so we definitely want to just keep on now rolling forward. So with our group, let's just go and press T. We can sort of see who's where and what they've got. Now, we had lots of small groups of these Logrian horsemen, and I had to sort of try to keep them separate because they were coming in from 3 different angles, but they've actually now all arrived. So we've got like a main group in through here, which we've got sort of off to the side with their commander. So Iphias is the guy that actually ended up losing his horse. So he's in the Hall of Champions. He's the only one, actually no, and this one as well, and Cintharith in through here is in the Hall of Champions. So these are both got extra abilities. So he's actually just a lowly old horse commander that we picked up in one of the provinces, but he's been good. And so now that we're all together, all of these units where we've got less than 5, we don't want to be leaving less than 5 if we can help it. It's okay to have guard commander, but nothing else. So we're going to go and grab these and pop these down into here. And he's actually got the ability to have up to 2 squads. So his actual abilities aren't, he's got 100 there, but it's still only 2 squads, and he can't actually put them in any semblance of order. But we could have them come in from 2 different angles. Let's just go and grab those and these as well. So we'll just give him command of all of the horses. I might as well put them all together. I could split them up into 2 and do it that way. So 9 units in each, and we can then just grab these guys here and just position them over this other side. So we end up with 2 lots of the cavalry going with attack archers, and I'll leave it like that. There's no archers in this one coming up. I'm going to change what they do. I'm going to go attack rearmost enemies, and same with this one here, attack rearmost. That way they'll sort of charge into whatever's in behind. Their commander is, their commander has got, let's have him also attack rearmost enemies. So he's an attacking commander. He's been good, actually. I'm going to have to think about what I do with him. We don't have a real lot in the middle here. We're just using our these guys here to actually sort of hold an attack in the middle of the battlefield, and we'll be wanting to bring these across now to join that line. And if we have a look and just go to W, none of them are wounded. One of these is wounded, so I'm just going to leave them with guard commander at this stage. This one is a bit. We don't really need to bring Ulfwine in. Ulfwine can stay somewhere else. What we might do is actually go and get the main commander here, Edred, and bring that one into that group, and still set this one. Oops, hang on, that's not it. Put that one in there, so we end up with these. We've got these as a big bunch. Yeah, that one can actually. Yeah, this one can actually have all 3. This one does actually have special abilities. Now we could split this into 2 as well. Let's do that. That way we're going to end up with 2 groups of archers. So 14 and 13. That's actually okay, and we can then actually have them separate from each other because they've got fire and fire closest and keep distance, which means that they're going to run backwards. Now, if we have 2 groups of them, it means the other one can still fire at whatever's closest and still keep the firing up while the other one is retreating. It's quite effective, actually, the way that one does work. So that is the bodyguard unit. These guys are being controlled by these guys. In fact, in reality, they should be in there with that one. So I think I'll keep all of those together. Edred in through here, though, is actually one of these sacred guys. Yeah, and I'll leave that one back there. So I'll leave them back in there. There's not very many of these sacreds in the actual army, but they'll be able to hold on and do what they have to do. So let's go and move, in fact, let's move this one back up to guard this commander. And so Edred, I'll put Edred back in amongst these guys. And his battle orders should be to stay behind troops, I think. Just leave it that way. And with these, let's move them forward slightly. Okay, so that's pretty much the different groups that we end up having. Now, these don't have any special abilities. What we could do, we have better chances if we don't use him in this. Their morale goes up by +1 if they're actually with Edred. These don't have the extras, so if we just go and grab everyone from there, pop them into that one, so they still stay in the position, but they've now got 1 extra morale. So we'll do that. So we'll end up with these in through here, which then means that Iphias doesn't need to be part of this one. So Iphias can just stay behind troops, and we won't actually use him in the battle anymore. So we'll move him back out, and that gives us the archers. We'll just position these. You'll leave them there. Just move them out from each other a little bit so that they can sort of attack different angles. Hopefully like I'm a bit worried about units getting in behind this, which means we're going to have to bring more troops back in. Now we have two guys that can go back and pick up more troops, so we'll go and do that with this group. So you can go back this way, and the horsemen so Iphias can then go back this way and go back and pick up the horses. We're building horses here the whole time, so just more of those Logrian cavalry, which is sort of like low-level cavalry. Back in through here, if we just go and press T, yeah, we're getting now that's the actual proper knights. So we'll we've been getting different leaders in through here as well. We have one going off to do site searching, so we're trying to find sites in the cap circle. So yeah, we haven't been there yet, so we're just starting here. So we're trying to find magic sites. Stagger the archer a bit. Again, I think it's sort of like they should actually work sort of together, so they don't move at the same time. Actually, let's do that. Yeah, okay. Where are we? Let's do it back that way. So these have got very, very long range. These are long bowmen, so they actually do fire extremely well. And we really want to draw the enemy in for when we're doing the fighting. So that should all be okay. So they're all moving off. That leaves these two, which I'll have working now together. So the two commanders will now work together, and we'll now move into here. These should be able to take on this one as well if we had to, but we can't get from there across to there. We'd have to go back through there and then go back down, which wouldn't be bad, but I'm thinking we'll go this way and then come back up and around this other side. So we'll just go across the bridge. So in they go. Back in through here, we'll just do our recruitment. So we've got up to 6 holy points, and these take up 1 holy point to recruit. Don't know if it tells us there, but yeah, so each one of these is another holy point. So we'll go and get those. Mother Avalon, I think I'll just get more of these. These have been quite good. That's still working pretty well. And then we want to get the long spears. And so we end up with a front line ultimately of long spears. And so anything we've got left, we'll just keep on pumping these out. So we don't have very many, but we'll eventually get a lot of these. So that gives me a big bunch of blessable units, which will be sort of ready for when the god appears. Okay, so that's all done. Just press N. We've got a few different units. Okay, here we go. We've found Vanheim. So Vanheim is very close to us, which is in this direction. All right, so we've got Vanheim back over there. We're playing on a big donut world. We haven't found anything over this way just yet. So we sort of know what to expect from here, so let's just move on down. You can see they're playing with the normal AI. They haven't expanded very well at all yet, but they're going to be a cold nation. So they're like the elves, the Norse elves. And let's go N again. We've got another scout in through this other side. Let's just keep on searching over this side. Now for us, both gold and resources are important, and we're now picking up a fair amount, which is good. Didn't man get some new units? Did not they got a rejigged group. It's been rethought of, so it's not exactly the same. But it's basically the same set, I think. I was going to do a screen by screen look at DOM 5 to DOM 6 and see what is different, because it's quite interesting actually when you go back and start up DOM 5 after playing DOM 6. It's quite a bit different in this game, in this version of the game. But then there's other things that you forget that they're actually in the game. This one over through here is building the palisades. Okay, everyone's now moved. We've done our, we've like just checking out that this one we've actually done our recruitment, which is always important. Always forget to do that. So we want to go probably to this river and then back out again. Research in construction is now complete. Actually, I want to view the research. We've got alteration level 2 coming. We've gone to construction level 3, and I forget why I wanted that. We had a plan. And alteration 2 was also, that's the next one coming. Let's just start with, we're always going to be wanting to go and get more construction. And I know that we wanted something from here at 3. So that was part of a plan. I can't remember what the next bit of the plan was. But anyway, we'll have to have a look and see who we're bringing in. So Brangwen, the blind one, has found a magic site in the Iron Peaks. So what has she found? She found the wolf oak. Great. So we should get some nature gems from that, I would guess. And there was a battle in Azamar. So let's have a look at this battle. So in we go. Now we've got extreme accuracy. There's a big group. So our guys will sort of be charging around the side. Well, these must have a limp. Yep. So these horses are useless. So we're coming in towards the commanders. This is going to be good. We're going to be able to smash these. We've hit the light or the militia back in through there. These are still a long, long way off. Yeah, we're doing damage. We don't have armor piercing, unfortunately. This is where one group should run while the other group, and they're both running. There we go, they've run. They've had enough, so their morale has dropped. These are... We must have killed all of the commanders. So if we press F1, and we can then sort of see, there's our commander. Then we've got Farol, Niva, and Dolgad were all the commanders from the other side, and they've all been killed. So their days are done. This is their story. So the Warhorse commanders actually did the damage in through there. Actually, yeah, look, that's interesting. The first one. Oh, hit Warhorse. Actually, it was the Logrin cavalry. It's the cavalryman actually hit him with the lance, but then the horse itself actually did the damage. So the Warhorse hit in the head finally to kill the target. There we go. So that's the end of them. That's just F1 to bring up that screen, which is very, very useful to be able to sort of pick and choose what's happening to different units in the battle. So that's all done. Yeah, basically it's the leadership is gone. Our guys are fine. We didn't lose anyone in through here. We did take a bit of damage there with this one. He's down to 11 hit points, which is okay still. Yeah, something did 10 points of damage. Just have a look and see what that was. Okay, that's all right. Wasn't. I thought it might have been one of our guys, but it wasn't. All right, I'll just quit out of this. So, Battle of Azamar. We did actually lose again. So, 0 actual cavalrymen were killed, but 2 of their mounts got lost. So we did lose a couple of their mounts. So we'll exit out of this one. And so they'll get the other mounts back by the sounds of things. So now they did find the magic site as well, which is cool. So when we go back in, we now actually have our full cap circle. You don't get the benefit of resources from out here, so they don't really matter that much. But all of these are now feeding resources into Man, and so Man is now going to get as many resources as it can possibly get. We will end up with another castle out here. So we want to sort of swing back in around, and we want to get another castle in here. So we'll be wanting to come across really. I'll just press F1 and just see what other point defense we've got. Yeah, this is the only one we haven't done is Azamar. So just press D. Just got a bit of point defense. This looks like to be very, very easy. What have we got in here? About 170 Jaguar Tribe Warriors and Slingers. Shouldn't worry us again. You know, we should be fine with this. So we'll just move across and just keep on rolling on now. And then we'll come back this way, and then by that stage we'll be ready to sort of take out this areas as well. And we just keep on building up. So we'll just go back into recruitment. And which one should we grab? We could get a Knight Commander. Again, it's disease resistant. These are disease resistant as well. So these can sort of operate in very, very bad terrain. We do actually have part of a Lagrian cavalry, so this one's partially available. So we might as well grab it, I guess. We've got if we grab that one there. Yeah, we can't quite get all of those. Yeah, the resources. We don't have quite enough resources to get everything. Even that's not quite enough. Let's get a few more of these. Okay, that'll be good. So we'll end up with a commander there that can then join up with the armies. So we'll bring them into this fight by the time we get there. Yeah, we won't be able to get to that one. So we'll go that way. So Pierre is saying, what do castles do? They do a few different things. So for example, back in here, we've got the fortification. For them to be able to destroy the laboratory and temple, they have to basically take over the castle. They can't just do it we can be besieged when we're in the castle. And if we click on the fortification, it's got a whole lot of different things. So they have an immediate defense, so they actually do all these different things. They give you supply storage, which is sort of like how much you can sort of withstand a siege. You've got so that's how much they can feed everything. These are the actual people that would be on the walls, so 60 longbowmen, tower guards, castellan. There's a lot of different things in here. So these make, even if we don't have anything in there, the actual garrison is big. And then the current fort siege defense is 93. So we've actually, and this is actually to do also with the people we have inside the fort. So the more people we have in there, the more the walls will be rebuilt with everything that's going on. And there's 1,000 wall points of siege damage that have to come in. So it's going to take a long time to besiege the fort. But what they also then do is that they have a recruitment point bonus. So they actually give you a bonus for recruiting units in that particular territory. They give you you can build more commanders in here, so we get an extra point for that as well. And the administration bonus is mainly for getting resources from the surrounding territories to then be able to build things. So it does an awful lot, but it's So when we build this one in through here, we're only going to be building a low level one. So that's one still coming in a couple of turns, I think. So we'll keep on moving that way. Now we do actually have another one of these. We'll just go and get her to also research. So we're pumping through the research, which is good. Now, Ulfwine. I could bring Ulfwine out to... We take that one, he's there. But then we're ready to go into there straight away. And I would have liked to have had those other knights in here. What are we up to? We're up to... We're nearly 12 months. Only turned 9. No, there's no rush. We may even go... No, we can't get across here. Yeah, we can't get across there, I don't think. Unless this freezes over. But no, we can't do that. Okay, let's continue down with this one. Just keep on exposing the territory. In fact, we might go this way, just see what else is on this other side of the map. So Iphias is back in through this other side, and if we just go back and get him to pick up what he's doing. So if we just go and go to T, we are picking up more horses here all the time. And he can just he can move two distances. So he'll be ready for when this one's ready to go. In fact, we could do it this way. Get him to come through and pick up the other horseman, the blessable horseman. And that would actually work in fairly well. So we've got that one is Now, Ulfween, I'm just going to go Shift W and just make him wait. That way he won't come up when I press N. Okay, we've got over through here, this is Ulm. So this is actually Ulm in the game. So they're pretty, no, they're not pretty close to, yes, they are pretty close to us. But they haven't, doesn't look like they've expanded much. So let's just move Jack down this way. So Shop of Strange Items. Yeah, there's heaps of new things. That definitely, I've never seen that before. We do have the Woolfolk as well. So the Woolfolk is going to give us 1 nature gem per turn, which is handy. And this one gives us 1 glamour gem per turn, which are both really, really handy for us. So that works out pretty well. Next. Yep, so that one just move across. Okay, everyone's now moved. So we'll just keep on rolling through here. This has only got 30 units in it. And that will do us, I think. So research and alteration is now complete. That's good. So we'll just view the research again. I do have to go and figure out what I was researching. The reason I went to alteration for a reason. Why did I want to get to level 2? Maybe for these. I mean, they're the ones that we have. Is either glamour, nature, some death. We got weakness. But I don't know what I was looking for at level 2 there. Okay. So one of Idrid's crippled units died on the march from Azamar. I wish it wouldn't do that. I hated that in Dom 5 and I don't like it in Dom 6. So I don't know which one it actually was. Anyway, battle in Nikia. Let's have a look and see. Looks like we don't get it all our own way. 2 squads. Casting mist form. That's interesting. We've got ourselves a cloud mage in here. So these are going to come charging around the outside. We've got the archers. They're doing damage this way. Should have checked to see. There's only 1 crippled unit left over there. That's going to get rid of these guys. He's got mist form up, which makes him harder to hit. Are they already running? Nope, they're not. They're going back to fight. Yeah, another cavalry. That's never healing wound in there. Now that should be enough. Yeah, their morale has dropped. It looks like they're looks like everything is now gone. They're going to come charging in this way. All right, so we'll quit out of that one. So battle in Nikia. We did actually lose a couple of mounts. So two of the mounts were lost, and then we did lose both the riders after that one. So if we have a look, yep, 2 riders without mounts have made their way back. Oh, have made their way back home. Great, and are ready to be recruited again. Great. Okay, that's cool. So we can, if we go back into here, just go into, oops, not next, recruit. So we've now got more that we can sort of just bring back in through there as such. So we'll keep on getting. I think I might get more of these guys, the wardens. Oh, that was now too many, and we'll get a heap more of these, just to create a really, really solid front line for the archers. We're not going to go through many archers as such. Now, if we go back into the group, so if we just go back into T and just get all the horsemen, go with Iphias. So these have all got they've got a movement of 20, which is actually very, very strong. That's a good amount. What we'll do is we'll start to get these guys in with Ofwin as we build them, and we can now go and get. Actually, we've got Tremor. Tremor can actually do even better. Yeah, I'm better off getting Tremor to go in with the group. So let's go back to T. There's Tremor. He's at the top. Now, if we can't move two distance, like these guys can only move at 20, but these guys move even further. They have a map move of 24, which may be enough for us to move extra distances. Like, for example, I would like to get to there, but we're not going to be able to move 3, surely. No, I can move to there, though. Now, I can't get across there. This isn't frozen on our side. We don't want to be greedy, but what we can do is we can start the process here. If we go back into and grab ourselves a commander or a scout from this location, probably just a lowly old scout, he can finish off the building. So we can start the building here for 1 turn. Struck building, and so we can build a temple for 300 and a palisades. We've only got 100 left. Yeah, no, it's not, I think I prefer to get these at this stage. Okay, and then we've got the, so we'll build the palisades in here as well. So these are going to be, again, 1 distance away from the others. And this will then be an area that we then can have as a bit of a defensive area as well. So so we'll leave them there. This one here, we'll just have to stay where he is if we just press N. So nothing we can do with him. Iphias will go back to this group and pick up more horses. We do actually have these on a, there's already a group of horses just waiting there to be picked up. We'll stop doing that fairly soon, but we'll just keep it going for a little bit longer. This one, building palisades. Not sure when he's going to finish, but it should be any time now. So yeah, then we'll get another palisade. Could have got a palisades there, but I think I'll just wait. So we wait the 1 turn, then we can both have these guys and these guys going at the same time into this particular group, which is fairly large. And they're all going to be blessed as well. So that one's okay. Jack is going to keep on moving. Let's have a look and see what this is. And actually, they did extend a fair way down, or is that a different group? It's a different. No, it's the same group. Let's just go down beside this mountain. So how much bigger is the battle map? It says, sorry for missing a lot of the comments. Just do an @DAS tactic if you want to grab my attention. It will then highlight. So the old one was 80 by 40, and the new one is 100 by 50. So there's about 20% bigger overall, which does make a difference, particularly with the depth of the map. Like it's sort of you do notice it with the ranged units, which is fairly cool. So it's a little bit different with the scripting now. Okay, we'll just go next. Yep, that's all we've got left. Okay, so everyone has now got 100 left in the treasury at this point in time, but we are building the other palisades in through here. Okay, end our turn again. So Brengwin the Blind One has searched Bacon Door for magic sites, but none were found. That's so surprising. Normally you find so many in these places, so I really thought she would have done better there. Construction of the palisades in Annika is now complete, and 1 rider without mounts has made their way back home and are ready to be recruited again. Okay, I don't know where that was from. So we didn't have any fights, so I'm not sure where that one actually came in from. Now we have this... we've started to build the palisades in through here, so I can still grab these units and go into this one, and grab this unit, excuse me, and go into that one as well. Now this one here, I'm just going to get him to construct the buildings and just continue on the fort construction. So still 4 months to go there. Now back in through here, this is just a palisades, and so if we have a look at the fortification, it's only got an administration bonus of 15, so it hardly gets anything from the surrounding territories. It does pick them up from here and here. This one here has got resources of 55. Now, that one's only got resources of 20, so not very much. This will then drain away with the two castles. This one here has got getting resources of 382, wish it would tell you exactly what the numbers were, but these are coming from all of the other resources in around this one, and this one has now got resource of 130. Now, not that we sort of just mainly wanted to have a fortification in this position, not for any great reason. There was no real rhyme or reason for having that one there. And similarly here, we just want to have fortifications. It will give us extra income. It will sort of do extra things for us. We sort of do free up more resources. If we just go back into what we can actually build through here, we can build sort of the Knights of Man, these sorts of things. We can build basic stuff. Ultimately, we will be wanting to build labs, and we don't actually get... We do get a monk, a bard, the daughter of Avalon, mother of Avalon, and the priest, if we do have a temple there. So we'll eventually bring something like that over that side, but there's no screaming rush to do this. And we don't really need to do anything. If we have a look at the fortification again, we've only got a small group. The walls are only worth 200. We may be able to, with him, just go back in and... click on defend. And we can still go back into construct building and build a fortress for 600. And so this is an admin 30, a recruitment points bonus of 75%, commander bonus point of 1, defense of 500, and siege supplies of 750, time to build 3 months. So we could do that just to bolster it up. So we can just go to the next level. So the Palisades is just a very, very much a low level fortification. That's what we're building here. The first one does take a long time to build. The second one is cheaper. So we'll get the second one. I might even do that, just so just construct the building, and we will actually build a fortress there. He's back in here. I think I'll wait until the others are close, and then we'll bring them back home. Let's have a look and see what's going to happen in this one. We just press Y and just sort of see what we actually have. So these guys are going to be coming in. Now again, we've got them on the flanks, and we do want to swarm these. I think I'm going to go and grab these group now and put these together. Let's just get all the wounded ones. Wow, there's a lot. That one's battle frightened, crippled. Okay, that's not going to go anywhere. This one has got a never healing wound. We can deal with that. That one's diseased. That's not good. And battle frightened, limp, and diseased as well. Now, if they're both, if there's two that are diseased, that is a big concern. Let's just see if there's any others that are wounded as well. If I press D, just see if there's any other diseased units. Nope, they're all okay. They're new, so they won't have it. It's just these guys. We've just got the two that are diseased. Disease won't worry them too much. Let's just press enter, and let's press crippled. So C. We've only got the one that's crippled, battle frightened, crippled. So you're going to be too slow. What should we do with them? Put them in as bodyguards. And if we press L, yeah, there's one with a limp as well. Alright, so they'll just be part of the bodyguard unit. Now, we can't have more than 5, I don't think, in the bodyguards, so they'll just stay at the back of the map and stay with the prophet. Now these, so we've got those are now coming in from the north, and they're going to be attacking the rear. We'll do the same deal here. Now these are much, much stronger. They've got better protection. They've got a massive kite shield. They're going to be very hard to kill. They've got 16 hit points, and then the unicorn has got 27. I think I'd actually like to have these charge in from one side. So let's move them down this side, the 12 Knights of Avalon, and get them to also then just attack rearmost. That way they can sort of get to the shaman and stuff. And then this one here as well. I'll keep this one with the other group at the top. And so we'll just do it that way. Okay. Shadow Empire's dropped another update yesterday. Oh, I can't keep up with them all. There's Distant Worlds did the other day as well. Like it's another big change. So there's a lot going on. A lot going on in the gaming world at the moment. But this is the big news this week, I think. So we'll go into there with all of these, and then we'll head across this other side. I could put a castle there instead of there, but I don't think I will. I'm going to lose the money if I stop building that one there now. So we'll just go next. Also, we don't know what we're going to find in these areas. They could be anything. I think I'm just going to leave that one where that is. Let's just continue on down this way. There's a place underground. I think it might be the first one we've found where there's an underground to the underground plane. Yeah, that's the only one we've got left. This one here, we'll just go back into recruitment. Now, do we need to get anything tricky? I actually don't know what the pretender god is that I chose. Oops, hang on. What have we? Oh, we've run out of gold. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so that's not a worry. Just going to grab myself a drink of water. I'll be right back. Okay, the pretender gods are now awakening, but not ours, not yet. So it didn't happen for us, so it's just a bit of a random thing. It should happen in the next 2 turns. There was a battle in Ogden Mercs. We'll have a look at this one. Now, there's a big group that we're fighting, but it shouldn't really worry us too much. Now, we'll get blessed here, which will give us blur, which makes these even harder to hit. And they've got a few magic users at the back. Slingers are trying to hit these, which isn't really all that effective. Did we get blessed? Yeah, we did. So we got the blur. Ah, cool. These have come even deeper. A bit later than the others. You don't want to lose any of these knights. That should be everyone, because they should all be retreating now because the leadership is gone. Okay, let's quit out of that one. Yeah, we did lose just one of the Logrian cavalries, which isn't too bad. So that wasn't bad at all. That was a good attack, actually. That worked out very, very well. And one of the riders without mounts made their way back home again. So that was a good one. Now, we don't want to stay too long in the swamps. Quite often swamps are full of death and disease. Nothing won't worry our knights, but it will worry everyone else. So we'll grab these and this one now and continue on. Now, this is the undead. And I didn't bring another force back out. I was going to do that, wasn't I? Oh, well, doesn't matter. They're going to be able to deal with this one without any real problem. This even though there's less units here than I thought there was. I thought there was 200, but that should still be okay. Now, province defence, we need to get that one up. I forgot to do that one last time. Yeah, we've done that one. Just press F1, just double check that the province defence is all up everywhere. That's good. All right. So we've got the income coming in from these good territories. This one would be good to get, actually. We'll come back for that. It would be handy to have this territory for a castle. That would be a great spot. But we won't get greedy. We'll just finish off all this stuff, and then we'll clean up all of these, and then we'll come back. By the time we come back, we should be ready to take this out. All right, now she is back in here just doing the site searching. She won't find anything there, but anyway, that's still okay. That one's okay as well. I'll just keep him where he is. And this one can just start to do the research. I'll wait until we get our main commander, because I probably was setting things up for the main commander to do something. I just forget what he had. So anyway, we'll find out soon enough. Well, let's go underground. Let's see what we can find. Bring those in. This one can come up and start to meet up in here, and then hand over the rest of those forces. Let's go in and get more of these units, and we'll go and get yet another. I think we'll still get another Mother of Avalon in there. That gets rid of all the holy points. Might get more archers. See the recruitment points, gone through all of those. That'll do us. So the goal is now, we're looking very, very healthy with everything we're doing. We could start to, once this is actually fleshed out, we do need to get someone with some other abilities to come across this way. We might actually grab one of these, which is also a priest and a mage. So who would we want to have starting over there? This one here, it doesn't have the priest level. It has the mage, and I really need to get one with both. That one does have a bit of water. Have you got water? No, we haven't done any site searching for water. Or I've been doing nature, which is important to us. So we'll go and I'll go and move this one up into that location, so she can move there in one turn, just sneaking across. Yes, we'll move this one back into here now as well. Actually, you can do that in one turn. So let's wait for the turn after, when we start to bring the armies back together. So we'll just leave him where he is, and that's all we have left. So we're not getting through our money now, which is good, because it means we're going to be able to buy things with it. So Meow Meow is saying, is Weld Enchantment still maxed at 9? I'm not sure. I've got them just set to 5. I don't know what the max actually is. I didn't actually tweak that. Okay, so there was a battle in Fever Fens. This is against the undead. This will be quite different. Now these don't run for morale. This is the mushrooms, but we go around the mushrooms, whereas the giants can't. They stumble across them and these explode. So very large mushroom. I don't know if it tells you that they explode into poison, but anyway, that's what happens with them, which is pretty cool. Now, if we kill off this one, everything collapses. So we do actually have actually that's just a swamp flower. Where's the leadership? It's back here. So the mindless dead. So they're disintegrating because of the lack of leadership. Yeah, wow, look at that. That's cool. That didn't happen before. So getting rid of that leader at the Mound King or whatever it was at the back has worked out very, very well. And they've completely dissolved. Okay, there we go. Battle in Fever Fens, not a problem in the world. Worked out well. Unexpected events occurred in Annika. So some barbarian scouts have been caught and interrogated. They seem to have been preparing for a large-scale attack. This is exactly what we don't want to have happen. So that's actually where our other castle is. This is at Annika. So to mitigate that, there's a group of barbarians back into here. Are they barbarians? So these are Deer Tribe warriors. Might as well be barbarians. But to mitigate against that, we're going to need to buff this one up. We are actually going there, but it might take a couple of turns before they actually arrive. So we'll just go into the defense, and we do want to actually get more defense in here now because of the fortification that we actually have. So she's in there now as well. We're going to go and construct a building, and we're going to build a temple or a lab. Maybe a temple first, or a lab actually. Either one, doesn't matter. Temples cost me half price, labs cost me full price. So this one's now going to move into there. I don't think we can move. Yeah, we can't move directly to the other one. Then you move up with this group, and then you move across. This, by the way, this has now changed. The width of this shows you how powerful the group is. That's a bit of a indication, which is very, very cool. Move that one across. Now I do want to come back for this. I sort of wouldn't mind being on the other side though. So we might go this way, that way, and then across and back up into there, I think. Although it would be faster to just go straight to there. This one we shouldn't have any real problems with once we actually get this army together. Okay, so they're all moving in. Next we have another level 3, that's good. Okay, this one's now underground. We've got a few different places in here actually, which is interesting. So we're not seeing anything else there. Let's just move around. Winfrith. Aha, who have we got there? Femur. Oh, okay. So this is Machaka. These are... I don't know if these can start underground or not. Anyway, that's their territory. Just keep on having a bit more of a look. Everyone has now moved. Might get more scouts, I think. So we'll just go back in and just bring in more of these Royal Foresters. And we'll just keep them sort of scouting around. So yeah, saying Machaka, my favourite. There we go. So, and the battle script's still limited to 5 commands per spell. Yes, it is. Yep. So they're limited to the 5. They do a better job though of actually making up their own mind. So the AI is better. It seems to be. That has been nerfed backwards a bit though. The spell casting. So that's all done. We're going to be in here. We may get attacked next turn, but it may be the turn after. We'll see what happens. As these arrive, they'll then deal with whatever it is. We could actually just go and make sure that we've got everyone where they need to be, but I don't think I'll worry about it. Just leave it where they actually are. We've got some largish forces. We might actually move these. Might just deal with these. We can make these into a line formation as well. They're ultimately going to be the front line anyway. And we do want to have them hold and attack closest enemy. The Logrian cavalries. Oops. I might as well just keep them with the same orders. Attack rearmost. Just if we do come across them. Okay, that'll do. 7 more wardens. That's got them. Alright, that'll do us. Yeah, so these are coming in with a new batch of units for this one. They've been quite useful, those Logrian cavalries. They've been nice and cheap. So let's just end our turn in here. Actually, did we do the... we didn't do this one here. So recruitment. The Crone of Avalon. I don't know whether to get her yet or not. No, I think we'll just wait. We'll just keep on getting these Mothers of Avalon. And more of these, more of the Rangers. Yep, this is good. The income, we've got a good income, but we are now starting to pay a fair bit of upkeep for our armies. And I might as well actually recruit from in here as well. Get more of these while we're here. The Landless Knights would be okay as well, but I think we'll just keep it this way. Just we've got sort of like forces that we can repel with. Okay, so we'll end our turn in here. Now, did they attack this turn, or is it the next turn? So yeah, battle in Annika. So so we'll have a look at that one in just a second. So the entire nation rejoices. Tremaine the Green, god of man, is actually now free. So one unit has lost their mounts, deserted, or died on their way back. Okay, unexpected event in Annika. This is the barbarian horde has attacked and pillaged our province. So they killed a lot of the population, but they happened to come just when everything else is going on. Now we may have actually made it back into the fortress. So and the actual main fortress of Annika is now complete anyway. Actually, if they were still there, we'd be told that there was a siege. So I think our main army came in at exactly the same time. No, they didn't actually, or did they? No, it's just province defence. So yeah, ours went straight into the castle. Now, barbarians aren't that good against other humans. They're great against giants because of the damage that they cause, but their morale is really bad, and so they hopefully will lose morale very, very soon, before ours do. Yeah, the morale is terrible. We're still in the fight. We've got good morale. There they go. So their morale has just dropped, and so they're now run. So their morale is terrible, these guys, and so that's the end of it. We did actually hold on. So province defence will then replenish itself. That was good. I'm glad we upped that. That was about the right number. So we'll quit out of that. And so our main force didn't have to fight there. It was just the barbarians. And there was 50 of them, and we only had 38 of our province defence, but we did a good job. Now against giants, they're really strong against giants. So Ravasini is saying you would fight them outside the fortress if you used the move and patrol command. Oh, okay, yeah. That's okay. That's fine where we are. So the construction of the fortress is completed. This came after, I think, the movement happened. So that's all okay. Unexpected events occurred in Annika. Yep, we saw that one before. And we've got all those done. So we now actually have Tremaine. Here he is. This is Lord of the Forest. Tremaine the Green, Lord of the Forest. So he comes in with, like we actually buffed him up with heaps of glamour. So what did we want the glamour for? And what did we want to get this one for? I think we wanted to buff the nature magic for something. I forget what it was that we were looking at. So let's just get him initially to forge a magic item. And so these are the actual items. Now the Cauldron of Broth is something we will be wanting to get at some point. There's a lot of new stuff in the game. Handful of acorns. But we want to go back to here. Or is it here? Thorn Staff. No, that doesn't help us. I think we have to get to level 5, you know. If I have a look at the view all items, Control A. I thought we were going for Thistle Mace, which is greater magic items. We do need to get that one. So we need to get to level 5 to get that. So it's not that. That wasn't the reason that we were doing this. And none of those. We've got the Gloves of the Gladiator, which don't really make any... We don't need those either. Mirage Bowlers, we don't need those. Lucky Coin with Glamour. We could start to deck out some of the units, but I don't think we need to, so that's actually all okay. There's nothing in there that we wanted. Nothing in there that we were looking for. The Gossamer Gown gives you ore and extra hit points as well. Yeah, nothing much in there just yet. I don't think there's any boots we would have wanted. Long strides, silent boots, birch boots and ranger boots. Yeah, reinvigoration, nothing there. Back in here we had a look at those before. There's nothing much else in there that we would be wanting. I think the greater magic items are going to be the ones that we'll be wanting. We don't need to get these either at this stage. So so I think we just keep on going. In fact, what we'll do is we'll go and look at the, well, I'll just get him to do more research. So, I mean, we could have him join the armies to do the fighting as well, but I don't think we've got enough spells yet for what we would want him to do. He's got heaps of hit points. Most of that would be from Dominion. Yeah, Dominion bonus of 56. So he's a very, very large, he is a Titan, so he's monstrously big. I think we'll just leave him back just to do more research. So if we have a look at the spells, if we have a look at the out of research to start with. Yeah, so we're getting construction level 5 next. So we're heading that way. Now, alteration. Let's just have a look at the... we do have some death. We've also got nature. You know what? Actually, I know what it was. It was we wanted to get Mother Oak, which is alteration 5. So that's where we wanted to go. All right, that's cool. So we want to get to Mother Oak before we do pretty much anything, I think. We've got 43 of these already. All right, in that case, we change of plan. We need to get alteration to 5, get rid of construction, then get construction to 5 after that. That makes sense. That works. Okay, so that way we can then cast Mother Oak, get heaps and heaps of nature gems, and make that the first thing that we do. So that's actually where we were. I forgot what we were doing, but that's actually why he's got 5 nature as well. So we can actually then go and cast that spell. So by getting him to 5 nature, we didn't have to get the Thistle Mace to actually boost the nature. So that's good, and he's now on the map, which means that the bless effects are now, we also now have different bless effects. If we have a look and see what the bless effects actually are, we also have Dread 5, which is the one that makes it very difficult for anyone to fight against our units, our blessed units anyway. So that works out very, very well. I like it. Just do more research in here. So we want to pump out the research. Okay, so next, if we just go back into this and through here, so we'll go and get more and more of the. We'll go maybe and get another Lord Warden. Get more of those. Just do it that way. So, yeah, so Sizzle saying, remember the old days when size only went up to 6? Yes. No, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool with the up to 10 now. It does make it's much more finessed. All right, so we did have our guys are still fine in here. So we have all of these different units in here now. And we now want to go off. We can't get across this river, so we have to go this way. So we have to go to the Land of 7 Years and check that one out. We've now do actually have the extra stuff in through here as well. So we've got these 3 are our main commanders. So we've got resource now is finished. If we just go back in, can he construct another building? Yeah, he can build a castle for another 600. This one will get us up to 45. Let's go and do that because we'll be getting all of these other things anyway at some point. So that'll help. Now, did we get? I don't think we've got province defense in here. These are just slingers. They're going to be very, very weak. So she's in there now, site searching. So hopefully she finds something in there, which would be good. She's old age. She's blind. Yeah, that's okay. But she can still search. Search for sites. She does have enough glamour, enough nature. We don't have any death, actually. I thought we had some death mages, but we don't. So that's so we won't. I don't think she'll find a hell of a lot in there. but we'll just keep her going. Now, moving these off. So she also needs to construct a building, and we just need to build a lab in there as well. Oh, we don't have enough money. Okay, in that case, she can't do much. She can preach the teachings of God and try to push the dominion further out. The preaching is now more powerful than what it was, I believe, previously. And yeah, building castle, that one's okay. Iphias did come through with his group, and we have Ulfwine as well. So both of these will need to go back to their territories and pick up other units, or just anywhere actually. So let's just go and press T. So Iphias gets his troops and gives them to Adrid. So it becomes one big group. The other group is given across to Tremor. Now Tremor's group there, I might even split this up a little bit more and just give Tremor a little bit more that way. This is, we've got two different groups going in, but that'll be okay. In fact, what I could do is even stagger them even further back. Just so that if these get caught up in fighting, these will then come through behind to get to the rear. And these are attack rear, they're attack rear, attack rear. And we had these as well, which I'll move them across. See if there's any wounded. I don't think I'll worry about the wounded, I'll just leave them to do their own thing. We shouldn't have any wounded out of this slot. No, they're all okay. They're all okay at this stage. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. And then Ulfwine with these guys, just need to pop them into that line there. That'll do. So hold an attack. That gives the longbowmen more that they can then go and do. So that works. And we possibly could get even more longbowmen into this particular group. It's not a hell of a lot that we actually have in here. Okay, so that gives... so the main armies are now set up. Actually, no, we need these as well. We wanted these to go into this frontline group in here with Adrid. So they still stay where they are. That just frees up Ulfwine. Excuse me. Okay, so that's all done. Yeah, we've got another scout, so we'll start to send him off as well. All right, escape. So all the armies are together, straight into there. Then we have the scout. We'll be needing to send off this way as well. She's preaching for a turn. Building castle. You go back home. You can make it there in one. And there's no point really going back there. But look, I might as well. I think, yeah, you can't make it through there in one go. Now, that's the edge. To see what else there is around here. Alright, that looks like, yeah, Celeria back in through that side. So one of the undead nations at the bottom there. It's a long way off. Okay, everyone's now moved. Yep, and we've done the recruitment there. So we'll now come up and claim this this area. So now we're going to have the dread as well, which is going to then make it very, very easy. I mean, this is going to be an easy battle anyway, but now that we can go into this one with such force, they're not going to be able to hold up against us. They do have wyverns, so we'll have to sort of figure out how to deal with them. It looks like there's a fair few of them, so we might have to leave some of the knights behind. It just feels around for magic. Yes, she's in there. So everyone's now moved. We'll just end our turn. So we've got the next level of construction. It's just been to the 4. Next will be researchers alteration. We need to get that to 5. Tremaine, Master of Kings, has sensed the location of 5 previously undiscovered thrones. Okay, so he actually has got the ability to check out where the thrones are. Branguin, the Blind One, has found a magic site in Fever Fens. That's good. The Glen of Verdant Greenery, that's going to be even more nature gems for us. There's a battle in the Land of 7 Years. This will be very, very easy. It's interesting to see how many actually break past the archers and make it in. Yeah, they come all the way down. That's good. That's the end of them. Yep, that's it. So all over and done with. Not a problem there. And construction of the palisades in Nicaea is now completed. So we'll check that one out as well. And that's all good. Okay, so we've now got the location of other sites. Like there's one down in here behind Celeria. Where else is one? One in through there as well. Not that we know anything about it. Another one back out in the water. There's a few of them, and there'll be some underground as well, I would imagine. Yep, one down there. Alright, so we're finding it's only 2 underground. Alright, next. That's the edge of the map, edge of the caves. They've expanded a little bit. They've got themselves a temple there. Alright, so this one here, just get the province defence up. And we will just move up this way. Oh, I can get there. No, that's only that one. I need all of them. Yeah, no, the others 2 don't make it. So we'll just move them all into there. We don't want them going in piecemeal. Okay, next. This one, we'll just break it out into this other side. Start to keep tabs on the others. I don't know what to do with this one. We've got no real need for it at this stage. But I mean, we will once we get started building here. So I'll just keep him with this army. We'll just move into Kuna Erel as well. Now, he wants to go and build another fortress. And back in through here. We might start to build up a second group, I think. So we'll get Oathween to just wait. I'll get Wolf North. Let's actually have a look and see if he can bring. Yeah, he can actually. They can come across to here. So we'll flesh this army right out. So we'll just go back into the into T and just grab everything from in here and get him to bring everyone in. That way they can recombine all of these with Wolfnoth in there as well. These are very, very good command groups actually. Man is a very good faction to play. It's a really good balance between sort of like the blessers, the strong units, good commanders. It's actually it's a pleasure to play, man. So that one there will move out this way, and that one there we'll just leave it where that is. Just keep on pressing N. We have to just go back in here and recruit again. So we'll grow and get. I think we'll just get more of these units in here, and just go to get ourselves yet another researcher. Okay, so that's actually got all of them done. What did we find in here? We found the Glen of Verdant Greenery. This one just gives us 1 more nature gem per turn. So we're getting +5 nature gems, +3 glamour gems. That's what we're actually getting at this stage. Would be good to find some others. We should start looking around to see if there's anyone that we can start to recruit that would be worth. We've got the Wise Man. There's nothing tricky in any of these. I think once we get into here, we'll see what this one gives us, and we'll go from there. We don't know what this one actually is. there's no actually there's a bit of misfortune there. We do have. I think we might have got that everywhere. Yeah, we do have that everywhere, so that's fine. So I don't think it's anything terrible at that particular location. There's no death coming out of it or anything like that. All right, so let's end the turn here. Unexpected event has occurred in Bainar Dagor. Wow. A peddler was peddling his wares in a province when one of your agents discovered a few magic gems of various types amongst his glass pearls and buttons. They were slightly and forcibly bought at a price Tremaine the Green, Master of the Hunt, intended. So there we go. So we picked up a heap of different gems for only 1 gold. So, and alteration, we're now up to level, has been researched to 3, but we're now going to 4. So that's good. We're getting there nice and quickly. We'll be able to get Mother Oak relatively quickly, I think. So here we are. We're ready to go into the combat. We've got heaps of units in through here. Just go and flesh these back out again. So a big group to attack the rear there. They're going to be attacking the rear. That's all okay. Now they're okay. It's this one here. 26, 27, that works out well. So they're okay, and wow, that's a massive battle line across the whole battle map there. With both of these, just might make them double lines, I think. It's really just to protect the longbowmen. That's all we're using these for. It does bunch them up a bit. We probably actually no. We've got wyverns coming. We've got wyverns. So that changes things. So we need to destroy the wyverns with the wardens. And they have to basically be back in with the commanders as well. Now he needs to just stay behind the troops. And this one here, stay behind troops as well. And they'll be both back in the middle where these wyverns should appear. I won't tell them explicitly to go after anything. I'll just go hold and attack closest, essentially, from where they actually are in this line. Okay, that's cool. That works. Now, do we want to bring him in? No, I think I might take him back to the city, so he can sneak back there. He can stay where he is. That just leaves the big army to go in and do this attack. This is a very, very large army. This one should be good. It should be the wyverns are going to be the only thing that will be a bit tricky for us. Now we haven't done this. I think there's more groups underground somewhere. Not sure where we're going to find it. All right, next. Yeah, the one just stays where it is. She just goes back into research as well. And while we're here, grab yet another one and get one of these back again. And we'll just start to build these up. Just get a new army for the other one that's coming back in. Alright, so he's there. He's just doing nothing. We'll just move him down. There's a bridge going across there. Okay, Solaria looks to be quite advanced, actually. They've got their ghouls and stuff, so they're going to be a bit of that's going to be a bit of a problem. They don't control this yet. We're fine there. We've just got that one there. That's all we've got left. Okay, so we'll end our turn. Actually, what I do want to do is I do want this one to come in. To come in with the group. So he'll come in because we want him to then build the castle that's going to be there. Okay, so this will be an interesting battle to see. But anyway, Brangwyn has searched for magic sites, but none were found. That's a shame. And then we have the Battle of Kuna Eral. So this is the this will be against different magic users. Now, if we have a bit of a look, we're able to start firing straight away because it's so deep. They've got a lot of wyverns who are flying, so they'll actually take off very, very soon. Lots of hit points. Lots of hit points, and their barbed tail does magic damage. So this is not going to be easy. And then we've got a few different sorts of mages at the back through here. Morel, the Wizard of Many Colours, so water and glamour. And then this one through here, we've got fire and air. And we've also got these cave drakes, which only bite, but they're pretty powerful. Now they're on this side where we've got the low level guys, whereas our high level guys are going to be coming in pretty much against these units. So they'll run. We should be able to get to here fairly quickly. They've just got some light cavalry down that way as well, which won't really worry us. It's really just going to be the wyverns, I think, and the cave drakes will do some damage to these other ones. We'll look at it bit by bit. Now the drakes have flown off. Let's actually do it in... Oh, they've actually hit this line, which is interesting. So they've actually come into here rather than getting to the back line. Now, these are hold and attack closest, so they will help. I don't mind this because these guys will they will be able to repel a little bit. Let's come back and watch this as a second part of the actual battle and see what actually happens down through here. Now, what do they cast in there? The Soldiers of Steel. So these have actually now got, they're going to have better protection, I believe. No, maybe not. No, not seeing it there. Anyway, they're casting, they're firing their arrows, which won't worry us. We've missed the cave drakes. And they're straight around behind and straight into these guys, and as are these. There is a commander there and a commander there, so we're going to have a trouble getting to those. We're going to kill these off without any real problem. How are the wyverns going? The wyverns are now fighting all of these bunched up along with these. We'll come back and look at that in just a minute because that will be interesting to see how many we lose. Chasing them off the battlefield. Come on, get into it, guys. Get into it. They did get caught up a little bit over here. Here we go. Wipe out these groups of archers. And this is the only commander left. Now that's gone. Everyone will now be running. And they wiped out a lot of our spearmen. And these guys have now, their morale is gone. So that was that bit of it. Let's just go and quit and have a look and see what actually happened. Again, from the perspective of the wyverns. Which is just going to be in here. So we'll lose a lot of these spearmen, but these are cheap. And we did a bit of damage, but they really thinned that line out. And guys are moving back away from the wyverns. Here they come. Here comes the cavalry. Now we are taking a bit of damage there. We took a bit of damage with one of these. That was one of these in here. This one here. What actually happened? So a wyvern is affected by fear by 1 point from the dread that we now actually have. So the wyvern hit the Warden of Avalon in the body, 5 points of damage, and hit tried to hit it with his barbed tail, but also missed with that one through there. So we missed coming back the other way. But the fear is actually now going to impact these. And we should see it in here as well. Like this one is, looks like we wiped out 2 of them in there. Yeah, all of those look pretty good. Yeah, so we're smashing through these. Now, their morale is still high. Yeah, it's trying to get further in behind, so that one actually leapt up into the air. It's got a limp. Not that it matters for these because they're flying, but that's down to 1 hit point. Wow, our wardens did an incredible job there. These are not, they're not little things. These wyverns. Yeah, even that one's, like the actual base hit points is 35, with pretty good protection, pretty good dodge. Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Awesome with what's happening, but the morale hasn't. Their morale is stuck with them. Yeah, hostile domain. Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty cool. Okay, so Welky's in saying I want to learn to play this game so much, but it's goddamn hard. Look, picking apart what's happening in the fights is a massive part of actually just learning what to do. It's actually fun. That bit of it's not like it's a auto battler anyway. These guys are still alive. I think they're still with their morale is still going. These have been caught up in through here, so they do get caught up a little bit, but in the meantime, these are just fighting out through here. So that's actually worked out pretty well. Yes, a lot of them are affected by the fear of our units. As you can see, that's happening a lot. Let's just quit out of that one and just see what the outcome actually was. So we did lose... okay, so we've lost 3 Ligurian cavalry were killed. In addition, 12 units lost their mounts. Now, I think those cave drakes hit low, so that's actually why the mounts would have been killed. Long spears, we lost a heap of them to the wyverns, and so there's lots of long spears killed off to the wyverns. Wards of Avalon, we did lose one of them. Okay, I didn't realise that. I thought we got through there pretty unscathed. So the wyverns did 15. So they got 17 kills. Yeah, which wasn't too bad. The cave drakes, actually, I thought the cave drakes would have got something. They got nothing. Wow, that's actually unusual. Then they were hunted down at the end there as well. Light cavalry's got 1. 10 for the archers, 3 for that one through there. Interesting. So maybe it was the archers that did a lot of the damage to our horses, I'm guessing. Okay, after the battles, something interesting that was found on the battlefield. So Iphias found a vine whip. That's good. So we've found a magic item. Construction of the castle in Annika is now complete as well. That's about as high as we can make that castle. That's the same level castle we have. So this is now an administration 45 castle with 1,000 wall defence, which is very, very strong. Now Brangwyn is back in here doing the site searching. That's okay. I might just go back into here and stop. Actually, no, I'll keep that one going as well. We'll get the next group. So back in here we have, Iphias has got this one. Now what is this one going to do? Single-handed weapon, nature magic level 2, so it does magic damage. It causes entanglement. I think I'd prefer to give that to... do we want him to have it? It wouldn't hurt, actually. I mean, I would only give it to Adrid. And Adrid's... Actually, that's length 1. What's the other length of that one there? Length 4. It's going to make it too unwieldy, I think, to use as a two-handed weapon. So even though he's got ambidextrous, it's the length... attack skill penalty from using multiple weapons depends on the length of the weapon. So length 4 is too much. What about for the others, though? Got broadsword, and this one here has got a lance and a broadsword. That's 19 damage, 13 of that coming from here. I think we might do that. You can give it to your superior officer. So try more. Back in through there. All right, so we've got this particular throne. Now, there's a few things we want to do right from the very, very start. We want to start by constructing the fortification, the palisades. That's 1,000 for that one. We also want to make sure that we claim the throne. Actually, what throne is it? The throne of the Second Age. And so what this one does is the Dominion spread goes up, the Ascension points goes up, and the blessed troops get strength +1. Okay, that's not bad. It's yeah, I think it's only a level 1 throne, I assume. Oh no, it's level 1. So throne of the Second Age. So we'll claim that one. This will be the first throne claimed. So we have to do that with a level 3 priest. It has to be this guy here. So claim the throne. Now, do we have? Yeah, we don't have any other units in here that would be ideal for building temples and things. And I will actually go and do that one. What else can we recruit from in here? Wolf Tribe Shaman. Nature and Death, maybe 10% chance, which is rare. Bad at researching, so that's not really going to help us much. He's a bad researcher as well. Yeah, that's okay. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll just leave it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to find a better unit somewhere. Let's move the Eardwolf across. And yes, we're claiming the throne at this stage. These guys can just defend. They can just sit there for a turn. That'll be okay. Next. And we've got this one here as well. I'm just going to go and just do Shift W. So just wait. Now, is that the first of them that's got... I might... no, I won't send that one out. I was just think of sending that one out. That's the first one we have with actual earth magic. If we go into Forge Magic Item, can we get Earth Boots? No, it must be at level 3. All the Earth... If we don't have any Earth Gems anyway, we're going to have to find Earth Gems. But if we can get her to level... Yeah, maybe I'll just send her to start auto site searching. Just to see if she can find any earth areas. And it would be nice to try to find some death areas as well. Alright, so back in through here. And really can't build anything else there, so that's actually all done. She needs to go and build a construct building, a lab. So we're down to 558. That's fine. Just get this one to shift. Just wait there. Now water as well. I might after she builds the lab. I think I'll get her just to do some site searching. We need to find an area with some good mages and stuff. These are Deer Tribe. And I need to get the province defense up. About 15 or so. Yep, that's fine. Winfrith. Here we go. So we've got Abyssia underground here. Or we might actually, I don't know where this goes. I might just go up there for a second, have a bit of a look, and then come back down again. And that one there, can just keep on searching. And that's all we've got left. Alright, so back in through here, just do these again, get another one of those. That'll do us. Okay, so Cinarith the Castellan has claimed the throne of the Second Age. So that's good. So we've got our first one. 2 riders without mounts have made their way back home. That's good. And the construction of the fortress in Nicaea is now complete as well. So we've got a few different things. Now that's going to, that means that this one is now a administration 30. Now we've still got a lot of money. These are now extending further out. I wouldn't mind getting another. I wouldn't mind claiming this. I just don't know who I should attack first, Machaka or them. What we might do is we might actually start to just send out some messages and just see who will actually be friendly with us out of those two. So we'll just go to send messages, send a diplomatic missive. They haven't seen us yet, so we've seen them, but they haven't seen us. So we can't actually do it just yet. We have to actually interact with them. We have to have a shared border or something like that. That'll come fairly soon. That one there, yeah. So that's. I was hoping for something better than the Throne of the Second Age, to be honest. So yeah, I was then saying befriend Machaka. I'll send out things to try to befriend both, and one of them, if they're aggressive, they'll probably just declare war back. So we have now back up and through here. We've got pretty much the army is ready to go. And what I will do is meant to send that one down into that side. And actually we can't get across there. Oh, we can get this way and then go this way. That'll be okay. Yep, so we need to get this, look at this maybe as well. So that's all fine. Next we have this one, which is we're just going to go and construct a temple. This one here, this one here is with what we have. So we've got a couple with, now the other one's going to go off and start searching. This one we've just got. Let's just go back to research. Let's go and start auto-searching for water as well. So it's a bit of a waste with these, but we'll just go and get it done. Oh wow, they've gotten really close to this unit. There's another area inside there. And Winworth has come out this side, so that's ended up being a fair distance away from the other location, I think. Let's just go this way. Yep, so still searching away, not having any luck, unfortunately. Oh, hang on, no, we're going to go and send her off. We need to get across to here, so I'll just move her out this way, and then we'll get her to build a lab there. And that one there, so we've just keep on having a look down this other side. Yep, still do that one as well, that's good. Now she's actually done all the site searching for everywhere that we've got. Let's just move her across. Do we move her back home now? I might just still move her around to this other location so she can keep on doing her site searching. She didn't find much in everything. Actually, do we site search in here? I'll just do the auto searching there again. She'll be able to get across to here actually, because we can get through that little gap. So we can actually move the armies back and forwards a bit. So it's all done, and that's good. Good, we're getting further up there now, so one more turn and we can then, one more of these we can then cast Mother Oak. Bring when the blind searched for magic sites, but none were found. That's a shame. Search for magic sites, but none were found. We're going to have a few of these now. There's battle in Mammoth Grove, and then there was a battle that we witnessed between these two. So we'll just view the battle. And they're the two that we were going to try to make friends with. This one should be, again, very, very easy for us. I don't even think I'll really bother. I'll just make it go to triple speed. Yeah, all over and done with. So that was, we did lose one mount. Okay, that's not too bad. And then it's a battle in Resting Heights as well, so I'll view this battle. Now we've got massive spiders. So what are these tarantula things? What size are they? Size 3. Oh, hang on. Then they've got they've got the black hunter on the back, and then the hunter spider itself at size 9. Wow, these are massive. So monstrously large. Then we've got the Machaka Maputi, the Spider Lord, at the back there as well, on his giant spider, which is only size 7. Actually, this is going to be cool with the different sizes with the spiders with this particular faction. That'll be a fun faction to play. It's sort of like African inspired. So they've got javelins. They're not going to. Let's see what they're up against. This is just a group of horse tribe cavalry. So maybe just province defence, I would guess. The big spider is going to be a concern. Looks like their commander, he's not going to last long. Yeah, Ho to the hearse. He's gone. Must be another. Oh no, their morale's gone with him gone. Okay, so so they beat them. That's fine. Quit out of that one. Yeah, the Black Hunter got the one kill. Everyone else ran away. That's okay. Right, so that's miles away from where we are. That's way down over here. Yeah, so we'll just go back there again. Just sneak into that one. And then we've got this group. So Machaka is quite big as well. Oh, they must have come out of here. Alright, so there's a bit going on here. Let's get the province defence in here. So this will be D. We can go down this way and then around. And we can swing back up this other side. Now, there's a lot of knights in through here. This is a difficult one. But it would be quite a rich one for us to get. And it would be a nice one for us to grab another castle in here. And then pick up all of the resources from everywhere else. Now, we can also... No, we can't do it that easily that way. We'll do it this way. Just keep on sort of taking this army back around because they're just super strong. This group... Now she wants to move across to there. We've still got the auto searching happening back in there as well. Start building, actually he's done everything. So in this case, the preaching, we don't need to do much preaching in there. We could just keep on coming back and building even more temples if we wanted to. We've done one... We don't have a temple there. I don't think we have. So I'll move him back in to build the temple in this location. Let's get more researchers. Right, that's everyone. So what have we got left? We've got nearly the whole map exposed now. And if we have a look at the underground, yeah, we're sort of missing gaps, but it is sort of fleshing itself out. Got 3 areas there, another area there. So we are moving down into this area where this throne is. Yeah, that goes to Lex. That one's the Mercs. Where was the Mercs? There's Flex there. Oh, it's the Mercs there, right, okay. So that's why they're close together. Then we've got these as well. Well, I'm looking at the time, guys. We're actually going to have to wind this one up at this point, I think. So I will leave it here. Tina is saying, hey, Daz, how is Dom 6? It's incredibly good, actually. Very, very good. So are there any significant changes? Yes, if you start at the very start of this video, and actually even yesterday's video, I do summarise or go through the major changes. There's a lot of changes in the game. The balance of the whole game has changed a lot, and much for the better as well. It's sort of more fun to play. I guess it's a bit more intuitive. It's not as magical as what it was, which I don't mind. Like it's sort of it just feels good. So yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's by far the best Dominions that I've played, and it's not dramatically different in terms of what you do, but it certainly plays differently. Again, not dramatically so, but it's just awesome what it's got. So anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there. We're still building the castle. That's okay. So I'll catch you if you're around tomorrow. I should be back again tomorrow. I'll probably do like a third one tomorrow and just sort of see what we can do with that one as well. Will you do a noob tutorial for Dom 6? Yes, I've already been putting together I've got a heap of stuff actually recorded of the specifics for each episode, and these are sort of a bit of a noob run through to a degree. I probably will do an actual proper noob run through at some point as well. Yeah, so there'll be a lot of content coming from Dom 6 this year. Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow if you're around. I'll be back on Twitch streaming this as well, by the way, in around about 14 hours, I guess, would be about the time that I'd probably be sort of on Twitch. So I'll be doing another. I'm playing over there. I'm playing with a different faction. So I'm playing with the Frost Giants in the early age, and it's been fairly difficult in one sense, but it's been good fun as well. They're another good faction for new players to play. So I've been just trying to play the new player type factions. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I will catch you later, either on Twitch or here on YouTube.